and this is episode 8 of the Malapert Smark Podcast. This is Smart Mark Talk. We're gonna break kayfabe here, and we're gonna talk about this show that was done yesterday. At this point, right? We're recording this on May 11th, but we're gonna review AEW Dynamite today from May 10th, 2023.
Correct. That's right.
We've been doing a weekly Dynamite review for a while, but we're going to do it a little different today. We're not going to go through the whole show. We're assuming everyone watched the show if you're going to watch this show. So let's just get on with it, all right? So we're going to start with the most important topic of the day. We're going to go straight to the Orange Cassidy match against Daniel Garcia. So once again, Orange Cassidy breaking records for the Quantum Flux podcast network. Again, the most highest viewed video last week was our Orange Cassidy a needle mover video. Over 200 views. So we got a 100 view video the week before that, 200 views, nothing else even comes close. So because of that, just like on Dynamite, he's going to lead off our show. So the Daniel Garcia match. This is for the international title. Vlad, any thoughts on this match? Want to put a minute on the clock for Orange Cassidy?
I probably don't need a minute for this.
Hey, you don't have to use the whole minute if you don't want to.
Sure, exactly. I won't need it. I don't understand why why people are watching the videos of just Orange Cassidy of our podcast or of our discussion on that. I don't understand it. You're saying he's just like decisive or divisive personality. I don't really understand that either. He's kind of a clown. I don't know what the divisiveness is.
He's divisive because people that either will like him or really dislike him. So,
but but the ones that like him, I need to understand why they like him, because I still haven't gotten the full idea of what's there to like. I mean, it's the same thing that he's been doing for the last couple of years.
Well, he's
cool.
He's really cool, dude.
I mean, are you kayfabing or that he's cool or what? Because nobody actually thinks that he's cool. I mean, I refuse to believe that. And okay, the minute is up, thank God. And I don't care about the match. I know he won, but so who cares? The match, all right? I don't care.
Well, I'll talk about the match since I watched it. I'll talk about Daniel Garcia. I mean that little dance he does, that annoying dance. It made me laugh. Nothing else on this show made me laugh, but the Daniel Garcia dance, I like. I don't know if you know the dance I'm speaking of, but
no, I do not.
Well, you gotta go back and look at this. Maybe in the post-production, I'll put it on here for.
Yeah, put it on here for me so I could take a look at this dance because that's what I like to see, Daniel Garcia dance.
Dude, he's a sports entertainer, man. Anyways,
right. He's a lot of things.
I'll just say real quick for Orange Cassidy, I think there's a little bit of a story that he's selling this injury. It's getting harder and harder for him to defend the title. So I think they're leading to something, and that's all I'll say. There were parts of this match I didn't really like. I didn't like him acting too lazy. I don't mind him acting lazy and disrespectful, but sometimes it's too lazy, and it looks like the other guy could just whoop his ass, But other than that, I thought it was an okay match. I know you don't like Orange Cassidy, but I'm rolling with his gimmick, and but we're gonna move along. So let's move on to the next angle that I want to speak of. Let's talk about Julia Hart versus Anna Jay.
No DQ.
No holds barred, no disqualification.
No holds barred.
Very personal match. And so let's put a minute on the clock for this angle for you. What do you think of this match?
I don't understand when they have these women matches that are no DQ and nobody knows where the build is because nobody I don't remember them building this up to something,
On
So I don't know why
Rampage.
they're
It was on Rampage. Julia Hart
okay.
attacked her and
They had something on Rampage, but does this really mean that they need to have a no DQ violent match? I mean, luckily it wasn't like crazy like some of their past matches where there was like, but it was pretty crazy still, right? They brought out the weapons and they brought out
chairs.
all the crazy
There was
chairs.
Yeah.
Those chairs. There was. Were there thumbtacks or was that another match I'm thinking of?
No thumbtacks.
No thumbtacks. Okay, but anyway,
This was a hardcore match, and they had a steel cage hardcore match later, so that's a Jim Cornette-ism that they shouldn't have done that twice.
yeah. But real quick. Yeah, I like Julia Hart. I like her look. I don't know. I don't think she's like a wrestler. Like I don't know if she could be wrestling in the ring, but as far as like being like a valet or being like a manager type where she kind of interferes in matches or whatever, she could be good in that role, but she's kind of has a cool look. Anna Jay is hot, and that's about all I'll say about Anna Jay.
I'll put a minute for myself. But I thought the match. I mean, I think it was too hardcore for Julia Hart. I think. I mean, we haven't seen much of her. I've seen her on Elevation a little bit, but
right.
This seemed like there's hardcore, and like some people really shouldn't be trying to be hardcore because it seemed like she really got hurt. She got messed up in this match at the end. I don't know if you saw it, but she was just laying there like in pain, holding her arm. She must have broken something or something, but they wanted to go through with the finish. So one of those type of deals where she was supposed to win. So, but she was a trooper. She powered through.
Sure.
I'll give it up for her, and I think I just think that they shouldn't be putting her through that. There was another time when she got thrown through the table and her back of her head hit the freaking floor and everything. Like, I mean, I don't know. It didn't look good enough for me to warrant really having to do it. But I mean. The angle was kind of silly. On Rampage, it was kind of funny when Julia Hart attacked Anna Jay out of nowhere, and then she ended up getting stretched right then and there. So she blindsided her, and then she ended up getting stretched. And I thought that was funny. I mean, I don't know. It was not a terrible match. It was a spectacle. That was about it. But it was interesting to watch. It was interesting to watch. It wasn't a fantastic match.
Sure, but so is a car crash. So that doesn't mean it should be on the wrestling show.
It was kind of a car crash, yeah.
Well, there you go. There you go.
Anyways, let's move along. What's my next angle? Angle number 3. Christian had a promo.
Yes.
To talk about challenging Wardlow. So, you got some thoughts about Christian's promo?
That was great, actually. I thought he was great. This is a great heel promo. He was, he made sure that the crowd, booed the hell out of him. He said what he had to say. He was very eloquent in the way he delivered it. It was classic heel stuff. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it thoroughly. I'm not sure how much I enjoyed the feud with Wardlow. But he took shots at Arn Anderson, which were funny. He took shots at the crowd in Detroit, which was hilarious. Overall, it was pretty great. I mean, he's always been a great heel promo. I feel he's very, underrated in that regard. And I've always enjoyed Christian when he's used right. And, he was doing this type of stuff a couple months back as well. It just didn't really lead to, maybe because of the injury, didn't lead to where it needed to go. But anyways, Christian, I'm a big fan of, and I know you are as well. So I'll let you talk about your guy.
Oh, yeah. Well, Christian, again, yes, I was very happy to see that he's going to be the guy to take this feud on. And, yes, I was very happy with this promo. Going after the dad, and like he did with Jungle Boy, just merciless.
That's right.
Merciless, yeah. So he went after Wardlow's dad, saying everybody in the company had daddy issues. Went after Arn, saying that he's looking for a new son because his own son couldn't cut it,
That's right.
I thought he was
That's
talking
absolutely
about
right.
Cody for a second, like, oh, Cody was his son.
No, yeah.
But
No,
uh,
he actually has
Brock
a son.
Brock Anderson fought on, I think, Ring of Honor, but I
Maybe
forget
that's where he's at.
against
Maybe that's
who.
where they put him.
Yeah, but yeah,
I haven't
yeah,
seen Brock Anderson like in many months.
God, what a stud promo from Christian though, man. Top notch, top
Top
notch.
notch, top notch. Oh yeah,
God
yep. Everything
damn,
that you mentioned was great.
he should be in the freaking world title picture against MJF, honestly.
Well, yeah, if he wasn't a heel, it would, you don't want to go heel versus heel. But yes, in general, he's great, and he should be. If they used him, he should be in the title picture. To be honest, he's just as good as anyone there.
All right, we're gonna move on. Let's go to Tony Khan's announcement that there will be an announcement next week.
Dude, this writes itself. It's like every week now he has an announcement. But I think okay. Well, you're going to give me a minute to discuss this too, or no?
I was gonna tie this into the fact that he's been more on the show. He's kind of been more prominent. He's kind of he's the authority figure now, definitely. Like people are going to his office to talk to him. That's a little bit in the storyline. Like Miro and Thunder Rosa, they're back.
Yeah. I thought those. Yeah, those were cool. Those were cool moments. I thought.
I guess I'll give you a minute to talk about the announcement and how you feel he's integrating himself into the show.
Yeah. Well, as far as integrating the show, he shouldn't. He's terrible. He's on TV. He's awful. But as far as him just like announcing, I think it's also laughable that he's just announcing stuff that for next. Like I have an announcement next week. Ridiculous. But I'm guessing it's going to have something to do with the new show that everybody's been talking about. That's going to supposedly start in June. So we're pretty close to that situation. So maybe that's what he's going to announce. That's the rumor that they're going to have a Saturday show, right? Everybody, Collision, AEW Collision. So maybe that's going to be the big announcement, or maybe it'll have something to do with CM Punk, since now people are coming back, right? Miro came back, and Thunder Rosa, two people that probably have some stuff in the locker room, probably, but maybe now that could also warrant Punk coming back, which I think he will be, because that's what the word on the street is, right? So.
Yeah. Well, I'll just say that the only thing I'll say about Tony Khan integrating himself into the show and being the official authority figure that we didn't have early on in AEW is that he needs to look out for burying himself, because when there are times when people are beating someone down and no security comes and things like that, before there was no authority figure, so it didn't really matter. But now, since it's looking more like he's the guy in charge, he's the guy people are going to look to and be like, well, what the hell's going on, So, but there has been things where, like the four-way thing, he made that because he saw everyone was cheating. So he's like, he's the GM here. And, he'll see that people deserve a title shot or something, or deserve a rematch. And I don't think it's been too bad. I just think they need to be careful that they need to make it make sense, which might be.
Well, yeah, as long as he doesn't go into like the evil authority figure and be actually on the TV, that would be bad. He can't pull that off. He can barely, pull off a promo backstage.
He's the babyface GM that will do the right thing, basically, which I guess is a decent role for him. He doesn't really even have to talk. He just sends Shivani to talk or something. So
yeah.
All right.
Yep.
What do we got next? Let's move on.
Let's move on.
Number 5, Jericho, Chris Jericho. He had an interview backstage with Renee, and he has Adam Cole banned from the building whenever he's in the building. And this whole thing set up a match with him and Roderick Strong next week, a Falls Count Anywhere fight.
Yeah, of course.
And Roderick Strong somehow got a lawyer, and he got JAS banned from the building just like Adam Cole's banned from the building. So that all happened really quick. He just
Sure.
handed him a piece of paper. So, all right. Well, what'd you think of
Yeah.
this?
Those things are, as a lot of Jericho stuff is pretty dumb. The lawyer, I got a lawyer. Well, I got a lawyer, and you got a lawyer, and everybody's got a lawyer. Okay, whatever, it's stupid. But and plus now the first match with Roderick Strong, basically the singles match is a no disqualification, falls count anywhere match with Chris Jericho. I mean, it's fine that that's his first match with Jericho. That's actually okay, but because Jericho is a big name, but I don't know. This whole thing, anything that Jericho's involved with, I'm always down on, and he hasn't been involved in anything good in a long time. Adam Cole, I don't even know, man. I want to, he's a good guy. I want to see him succeed, but if he's going to be involved with Jericho, it's going to go south fast, and that's where this is going. It's going south fast. I have no faith it's going to work out. So that's my thoughts on that feud. Or this whole story.
Well, I'll just say that I thought this particular promo from Jericho wasn't really that bad. It was funny. There was a moment where he got a laugh from the audience because it said Adam Cole attacking him created an unsafe work environment, and the audience literally laughed like it was a comedy show. So,
well, yeah,
I don't know if that's what they're going for the audience to laugh at the show like that, but I will say I guess I thought he delivered his lines fine here, and I don't know about a Falls Count Anywhere fight with Roderick Strong out of nowhere though. That's
yeah,
the booking there. I don't know. They could have just had a match, but and then Roderick Strong talking to Tony Khan or whoever he talked to get JAS banned from the building. Also, I don't know. It just kind of it seemed like it was slapped together. They could have
it seems phony. It seems ridiculous.
Yeah, they could have worked it a little better, I'd say. But
yeah, but it is what it is, and it's AEW, so you kind of go with it because you don't expect better.
It's not one of the feuds I'm digging, I guess.
No.
And Britt Baker personally. Let's move on. We got FTR. They were in the ring, and they're going to respond to Jeff Jarrett and Jay Lethal's challenge for the title. So I guess we'll just go through the scene real quick, see what happened. FTR, they claim that Jarrett and Lethal, they're using Mark Briscoe. That's the whole thing here. And they deny it. Everyone's like, no, Mark Briscoe's my friend. He's like, no, fuck you, Mark Briscoe's my friend. And in the end, it's going to be a match at the pay-per-view. And Mark Briscoe is going to be the referee. So they had a thing like that already where Mark Briscoe was a referee for one of their singles matches on Rampage. I don't know if you've seen that, but it wasn't good. It wasn't important.
I think I don't remember him being the referee though. They had a match between Lethal and one of the FTRs.
Cash,
Who was it?
I think it was Cash Wheeler, if I'm not mistaken.
It was Cash, yeah. But I don't remember. For some reason, I don't remember Briscoe being the referee for it. But that's how closely I watched those Rampages. So
yeah,
he was. I must have missed it.
At the end of this, Sanjay spits alcohol in Cash's face.
Right, because they were all going to be like a drink, a celebratory drink.
Yeah,
right.
Or in Dax's face. And then they beat up Cash. And Jeff Jarrett throws Mark Briscoe into Dax, who was blinded by the alcohol, and then he pile drives just whoever he was holding. So, what do you think of this? All right, let's go at this angle.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I like most of the people involved, but I think when you add a lot of the comedic stuff, it's not that good. When you add the huge giant there, and I don't know, man. I think they'll have a good match. These guys can definitely all.
That's what I was going to say. The match is going to be dope.
The match will be great. These are great workers. I don't know where they're going with Mark Briscoe. They could have done a lot with Mark. It doesn't look like they're, so they kind of made him into a joke character, kind of more comedic. This guy's like a serious wrestler. Him and his brother were serious wrestlers. They were pretty fantastic. So of course, let's put him in a, in this type of situation where he's kind of like it's comedic and whatever. But yeah, obviously the match will be pretty good. These guys can all work very well. They're all professionals, Lethal, Jarrett, FTR, yeah. But as far as the feud, it is what it is. Kind of lacking any real meat. You kind of just get a lot of vegetables with no meat on this.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I think they're going to have a fantastic, stellar match.
Sure.
But the feud itself has been a little funky. But, I mean, it makes sense. The feud makes sense because, I guess Mark Briscoe knows FTR. They're trying to say, like, oh, they had matches. They had respect for each other. So they were trying to get a match with them. They were trying to get FTR to agree to a match. So logically, I guess there's some logic there. But overall, the whole scene at the farm and Mark Briscoe being a joke, and they could have made something a little more serious out of him. But I hope they have that.
It could be like an
intense
thing.
I hope they have that plan in the future for something better for him than this. But I don't know. You never know with Tony Khan. But I think they could have just made him a singles guy, and he could have been involved with feuds for singles titles, like international champion.
Sure.
That would be fine.
Yeah.
Something like that. Some really good, solid matches. But
sure, absolutely.
I guess not. All right.
No, ain't happening.
Let me see what we got next. Let's go to the main event. We had the angle with the Blackpool Combat Club and the Elite, Jon Moxley, Kenny Omega. They showed a bit of their history. They've had a lot of history in the show already. Moxley was the first guy Omega had a beef with. Moxley jumped him because he was like the big fish on campus, I guess. And they had that whole thing at the beginning, which led to like a lights out match where they've already done everything there is to do to each other. And they also fought again, right, for the title. I think Moxley dropped the title to Omega. When Omega started his reign during the pandemic.
Oh, yeah.
Became the champion.
That's right.
Moxley was the guy who dropped it to him. He lost clean. V-trigger.
Yeah.
And,
I don't know if it was clean. Wasn't there some cheating or something? Well, whatever. It doesn't really matter. But yeah,
I don't think so. I think Moxley dropped it clean to him there, and Moxley went away for a little while. But the point is they've already had a lot of fights, a lot of matches.
Yes.
And this one, I guess, is a little different because it involved, the Elite, the rest of the Elite, and, they're fighting. They got stables that are fighting. But there was a big brawl before the match and the match itself. I don't know if you want to give your thoughts on this match. What do you think?
Just the match itself?
The match, the pre-match, the post-match. Oh, I guess, yeah. The angle, I'll restart the clock, but I did forget to mention that Don Callis turned on Kenny Omega. That was the big reveal of the night, the big swerve that Don Callis betrayed Kenny Omega, and they're like family, right? So, any thoughts on any of it?
Well, the only thing that was kind of cool, I felt, I mean, obviously it was the usual type of match that you expect in AEW, kind of there's somebody's bleeding, but not bleeding very good, but anyways, it was what it was, but the spot where they went through the cage was kind of a cool spot, I felt. I mean, I don't know how you do that, but I thought it was a cool spot.
Moxley took a bad bump to the floor there.
Yeah, and then
they had the glass.
Leg got stuck. Oh yeah, they had the glass, and
they had barbed wire, steel chair. It was.
Well, my only point to that is the point of wrestling is not to actually do that to yourself. It's supposed to be a work. You're supposed to look like it hurts, but it doesn't.
They actually use worked barbed wire. They don't need to use actual barbed wire.
Not actually scar your body with blades and glass. I mean, I don't know, man. To me, it's ridiculous. It loses the art feel when you actually are hurting yourself. When you're actually cutting your back up with glass. I mean, Jesus Christ, what are we doing here? But anyways, Overall, and then the swerve I told you was coming. The swerve, I'll let you talk, but because I'm minutes up. But the swerve I told you like months ago, that's where it looks like it was leading. But so I'm not that surprised.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of don't like when they do a swerve and they really try to make us believe like it's not gonna happen. Like I remember one time, I forgot how it happened, but like CM Punk was one of the people who got beat up by the Nexus, but then he ended up being the actual leader of the Nexus, and he's like, yeah, I made you all think that, I wasn't with them because I even took a power bomb through a table from them. So you guys are stupid. I'm like, who would do that? Who would purposefully take a blade to the head like Don Callis did just to, just to make the swerve more surprising or something? Or I don't know. I don't know why, but I don't like when they do that personally. But other than that, I mean, they have the brawl with all the stables and everything. Oh, the one thing that I thought was cool about this whole match was Danielson laughing the whole time at the violence, I guess.
I don't know. Yeah, I guess.
I like that for him. I like that for him that he's a character that's into violence. So, but other than that, it wasn't anything we hadn't seen before. And I guess Don Callis is with the Blackpool Combat Club now. Or maybe he just doesn't like Kenny Omega, or maybe he just wants to leave. Maybe he's just done with wrestling. I have no idea.
It's hard to say. I don't know. Maybe they need a manager because like Regal left, right? So they need someone. Maybe that's where they're going, or maybe he has nothing to do with it, and he's like you said, he's just. I don't know. It's I don't know, and I'm not sure how much I care. So that's the other problem.
Yeah, this is another angle that I didn't really like. But, I mean, we're going to go on to our grades. We're going to give our final grades of this show. I don't know if you want to think about it or if you've already thought about it.
I mean, God. All right. I mean, I'll give it a... No, I haven't thought about it. I'll give it a C-.
I don't know, man. I kind of want to give it a B-. I want to move it up.
B-?
Well,
B-?
Yeah, we had the Christian thing. We had a swerve. All right. I mean, maybe C+. I can't. I mean, a B- is a pretty good grade because they had two hardcore matches. If they were going to only do one at the end, maybe it would have been better. Although the Julia Hart Anna Jay match was like a spectacle, like it was interesting to watch. I can't say it was good wrestling. The Orange Cassidy match with Daniel Garcia, I didn't mind. I thought it was okay. They had all those Pillars promo stuffs that throughout the show that was kind of it was whatever, But my highlights are Christian, and I guess the main event was. So, I mean, the Rey Fenix Claudio match we didn't even talk about. That was a waste of time. I didn't even really. I watched it, but I really didn't like it. But all right, you know what? I'll move it down to a C+. Only because it's hard to give it a B. That's a really good grade. So I'll give it a C+ just because it had some. It was more exciting than last week.
Right.
It wasn't.
Well, last week,
boring.
yeah.
It wasn't as boring as last week.
Show, yeah.
So I'll give it a C+. So you're at C-, huh? That's an improvement from last week. Last week you gave it a D+ or something, right?
Yeah, so this is a slightly better show than that. I would agree with that. There were some decent moments here, but nothing that there's so much that we didn't even cover that was like not good. There was a trios match. There was that first match. I mean, there was a whole bunch of other stuff, and the stuff that we did cover.
I forgot about that trios match.
There was so much of the show that was just junk that it's hard. Too much. But so these cannot be good shows. These cannot. When you have all these type of characters in there, there's no way it can go. To me, these shows cannot go past a C right now. So there, a C- is just me being not nice, but I think it's fair for what these shows are.
I thought it was. Now that you mentioned that trios match, when they were trying to get the best friends to choose their stipulation or something. And they didn't even understand what the hell those House of Black House rules matches were. They're like, all right, no witches at ringside. We'll take that.
I
But
got no words for
they
no
got
words for that.
they got messed up.
Yeah.
Orange Cassidy got messed up. He's gonna fight that guy from Aussie Open. I forgot to
Oh,
mention
that's
that
right.
earlier in
That's
our
another thing. Yeah, yeah, but yeah,
Orange Cassidy scene that we did, our Orange Cassidy segment. But I'm looking
yeah.
forward to that definitely. Trying to make it
Oh, yeah.
22 in a row, baby.
Me too.
22 in a row.
I can't wait
I
to
don't know
forward
how long
that
can
match.
he keep this up. I don't freaking know. I
As
have no.
long as as long as Tony Khan wants to dress up as him, that's how long he'll keep it up.
Well,
Uh,
Miro is back, so maybe he's gonna enter that picture. Miro, I mean Thunder Rosa. Any thoughts there? We didn't really cover that, but that's
yeah. Well,
interesting.
yeah. I think it is interesting. Those are interesting things. Those are actually, to me, some of the more interesting things that happened on the shows when they came back and kind of went into the just because they're two characters that I liked, and can do some stuff. Miro before he left, and he was starting to come around and actually be an interesting character, and be funny and be kind of a monsterish heel type. Thunder Rosa is a good worker. I know she has beef with some of the women in the back there, some locker room issues that I've heard, and I'm sure Miro has some issues too as well. But if you're going to have Miro, you might as well use him. And the same goes for Thunder Rosa. She's a good worker, so I hope that. Plus, the women's division is such garbage that they have no choice but to put her back in the world title picture. I feel.
Well, what I heard about Miro from the word on the street, the internet word on the street, is that he didn't want to put someone over or something. That he was booked into an angle where he was going to lose, and he was trying to protect his character, like most people do back in the days in the business. And he didn't want to do that, but because in AEW everyone just loses flat when they get asked to, like Lance Archer lost flat, frickin'
Like 50
Hobbs just
times.
lost flat to Wardlow.
Right.
Looks
Hmm.
ridiculous. Doesn't look strong anymore. Wardlow lost flat to Samoa Joe, but I don't know.
Right.
I guess people forgot enough, or they think Joe is enough of a badass that doesn't really make Wardlow look bad. I guess I don't know. To me, that was kind of bad. I didn't think he should lose to Joe like the way he did, getting his hair cut
Mm.
and everything completely and utterly humiliated. But I think he got him back. No, did he get him back? I'm not sure. But
Well,
anyway,
he beat him later.
okay.
So I
Well,
guess
yeah. I
yeah.
mean, if they could figure out something for Miro to do that he'll agree to, fine, fine, good. I like him. The Redeemer. All
The
those
Redeemer.
promos were really, really solid, really
Yeah.
good, really good, and I thought it was a good
I
character.
mean, I think he beat God. That's how he got back. He beat God in the match, and now he's he's back in AEW, baby. That was the stipulation. If he can beat God one-on-one, he gets to go back to AEW, and he did it.
That sounds
But
like
more power to
Ethan
him.
Page wrestling against himself and Impact. He fought God. Oh, Vince McMahon
Uh,
fought God once, I think, in a tag team match.
yeah, that's right.
It
That
was
was the angle with
Shawn
Sean.
Michaels and God against
Yeah.
Vince and Shane.
Yes.
All right, well, look, that'll conclude our AEW Dynamite review this week. That was short, I think. We